This is my Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4, Post Thoughts and Reactions. It doesn't look good for Daenerys. Everything throughout this episode is foreshadowing her demise. From her feelings of alienation during the celebration, to the multiple scenes of conversations about her not being the proper ruler with Varys and the Starks. Betrayal predictions is coming from a mile away. I was pretty sure that everyone would turn on her after defeating the Night King. Daenerys is right. As soon as Jon's secret is out, it may not be possible for them to be together. This is definitely looking like a twisted Romeo and Juliet Shakespearean tragedy. With Jon's secret out, Sansa will always use that as a way to undermine her authority. Also, I couldn't believe that Euron's fleet could just ambush Daenerys' dragons. I know they were hiding behind some rocks, but if you watch the scene closely, those rocks are not enough to hide behind. I couldn't also believe how much accuracy those ballistas had from such a great distance. Literally 100% accuracy against Rhaegal. I don't understand how Daenerys doesn't blow Euron's fleet out of the water by following them back to King's Landing. They don't have unlimited missiles. Daenerys can just stalk them and get them out of position. Instead, she lets them take out the rest of her fleet. Euron and his fleet is very stealthy and overpowered. No wonder they call him the Kraken. Would love to see a face-off between Euron and Arya. What I also don't understand is how they only lost half their unsullied force and then later show a scene with such a tiny army. That definitely doesn't look like half. Such a tiny detachment. Why didn't Cersei just kill the rest of Daenerys' army? They are just out there in the open. If I were Daenerys, I would not have shown such a tiny force to Cersei. And why would she think asking for Cersei's surrender would be a good idea, when Cersei has such a huge advantage on the ground and in defenses? After Missandei's death, you could see the anger and rage surfacing from Daenerys and Grey Worm's face. It's at this moment that Daenerys will be ready to fall into Cersei's trap, and ready to burn the city down, and not willing to listen to reason. She could just wait to starve out King's Landing, since Yara has taken back the Iron Islands, and Dorne has pledged their support as well. I don't like Daenerys' chances of raiding King's Landing, as there are so many ballistas throughout the city. It really negates her single dragon, and also her ground army is so outnumbered, even though they say it's an even match. Arya and the Hound are going to be key here for the battle against Cersei, and they will have to infiltrate the Red Keep while a major battle takes place throughout the city. Somehow Jaime will also make it back in time and be involved in the final confrontation with the Mountain and Cersei. David and Dan look like they are definitely going to give us a tragedy with a lot of death and betrayal that will most likely be very unpopular and to a lot of viewers not executed well. I think David and Dan are ready to give us the biggest troll and meme that the world has ever seen. It will break the internet.